in Punjab, which is Sikh Homeland. So it's another story where Punjab is located. A lot of people don't know that.
Punjab, is that a region in India?
So it was a separate country, but then Britishers came in, like they went everywhere. And in 1947, when India got his freedom and Pakistan was made, Punjab was a state which was divided. So half of the Punjab is in Pakistan side, other half is in India side.
Yep.
And Sikhs chose to come on Indian side of Punjab because they were promised that they will be given equal rights and they will enjoy their freedom and autonomy in the northern part of India. But of course, political things changed time to time and those promises were broken.
Yep.
And then it was a series of, I will say, civil rights movement that is still going on in Punjab because right now resources of Punjab are controlled by India. And, people want to be treated equally, fairly. They don't want their resources to be misused. So there is still a whole revolution within Punjab that still exists for this matter, that they are fighting for their homeland.
So could you speak a little bit to that? So you say a homeland. The first thing that jumps into my mind is Jerusalem, obviously, just because it's such a hotly contested area and it is viewed as a religious homeland to more than one religion. Is there particular marker there? Is there particular sites there that are particularly relevant to Sikhs? Is that why the geographical location is?
So of course, Punjab was one big country and
Right.
it was known as Sikh Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also officially called Sarkar-e-Khalsa, which was the governing body. And even in our Sikh art gallery, we have portrait of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who was basically governing that whole state of Punjab or
Yep.
country Punjab at that time. So, but it wasn't just Sikhs living in Punjab. There was Hindus, there was Muslim, but the governance was in hands of Sikhs and everybody was being treated equally.
Right.
And I saw a picture, which I also have in my Sikh art gallery, in the court of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. You can see that diversity, that there are cabinet members who were from different faith communities.
Yeah.
So, and we are still trying to establish that in our own country here. So I sometimes think people were far ahead of the time. In back those days, they do understand the value of diversity. But Punjab is still a place where a lot of history, Sikh history is, because all our 10 gurus in our timeline,
Yep.
from Guru Nanak to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and now we have our holy scripture, who we call Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah.
And so there's so much history that Sikhs have there, and that was their own country at one point. And it was taken away from them through, due process was not even followed, and they were blindfolded, and so there's still struggle, not just within Sikh community, even other communities who live in Punjab and who understand what happened to this region, because nobody wants their state resources to be misused. Punjab is the only state which is highly dependent upon agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
And farming is mainly done by Sikh farmers. So when this latest issue of farmers protest spike in India, Sikhs were in the front line because they will be the most affected people with these new farming laws which India is bringing for them without consulting them. So thing is that right now, the war is not between any communities. We need to understand that.
Who's it between?
So it's between Indian government, and the government itself is controlled by radical organizations, which is known as RSS. And
What's
RSS is another big topic. We probably need another show for that.
Sure.
But it's similar to, let's say, any white supremacy group. And they are the one who have their political wing called BJP, which is the party there.
Yeah.
And Modi, who is the prime minister, is from that party. So their intention is to consolidate India, make India as one Hindu country. But we have to understand, if we go back in history, there were different regions in that area. They were all independent regions. They had their own culture, they have their own language, and they want to live their life the way they want to. So we cannot force somebody one way of life. And we have to get used to that it's okay to be diverse, and we should respect people's diversity and people culture. But somehow Indian government is failing in that. And they are just using other states as their colonies, and Punjab is a prime example of that. So people of Punjab are fed up at this point. At international level, they want to get referendum done.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the way government is in India, they don't care about anyone. Even what happened with Kashmir, like Kashmir has a status from United Nations. They are autonomous, and that section 370, which was abrogated, which means that now we are taking away your autonomy. So at this point, the radicalization of Indian government has reached to the extent that they don't even care about United Nations. So it is very hard. But being American citizen, my intention should be, or our government intention should be, to make sure we help them create peace in that region. And Punjab is the border state between India and Pakistan, which both are nuclear states. Just in case anything happened between them, Punjab is gone. Sikhs are gone. Sikh Vatican is gone. Sikh Vatican was already attacked in June 1984, and state of Connecticut has recognized that. Month of June was recognized by governor as a Sikh memorial month. Similarly, in November 1984, there was a Sikh genocide, which was recognized in our Connecticut State Assembly. And, now it's a law to commemorate November 1st every year as a Sikh Genocide Remembrance Day. But on the other end, India still don't recognize that as a genocide, because if you accept your mistake, then you have to rectify your mistake.
Sure.